Please subscribe and click notification bell.
Salutations, friends and strangers of the interwebs. Welcome back to the channel, Stevie Wonder Woman. I, right here, am said Stevie. What's going on today, folks? Well, funny you should ask, Stevie. Welcome to my kitchen. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. Something that I've actually been wanting to do for a while. But what has sparked me to do so is this bad mamma jamma right here. This was sent in by my good pal, Grumpy Grunt. Shout out to Grumpy Grunt. He sent me a couple of knives to check out, one being the Wee Roxy 4, his CKRT Crawford Caspar, a Tops fixed blade, and this beautiful artwork of a knife here, the Dogwood Customs K-Tip Hybrid Chef Knife. This is a custom knife that's made by Dan Eastland, the owner of Dogwood Customs. As you can see, it's a big knife. This is an 8.5-inch knife. For size comparison, got the Arius in pocket right now. You can see the Arius is dwarfed by this guy here. But it's a very appropriately sized chef's knife. So this is a 8.5-inch blade, S35 VN that's been stonewashed. And as you can see, has some sugar skull or calavera anodizing on one side, and on this side it's been laser engraved. Now I need to be a little bit careful because, as Grumpy put it, he has put a hot edge on this bad boy, an 18 DPS edge at 600 grit, and stropped it. So this thing is extremely sharp. And well, what do you do with a chef knife? You cut and prep food, right? So I've been wanting to make some chili. I got some good ingredients here that are going to go in the chili. And so I figured I would do some mise en place and do some vegetable prep work and show off how this thing is going, or how it, the edges. Quick beverage check. Coffee, black like my soul. All right, so I am I'm formerly a trained chef. I spent my early years, late teens, early 20s, working as a chef, and went to school for it. And so I do know a thing or two about cooking and knife work. I'm not the greatest, so feel free to critique my knife skills. They are not the greatest, but I figured let's get into it and show off some of the stuff. So what are we going to start with here? The onion's the messiest, so I'm going to do the onion last. Set these off to the side. Jalapeno. So I got a red bell pepper, a orange bell pepper, an Anaheim chile, a jalapeno, an onion, and some cilantro. So let's start with the red bell pepper. So let's also start with the knife. So obviously a chef knife. It's got a full tang on here. Let me talk about the scales actually real quick. These scales are micarta, one-of-a-kind micarta that were used. They sourced this from a company that's no longer in existence anymore. But you can see it does also have the Mexican sugar skulls, the calavera on the handle, G10 liners on here, full is it tang going down the handle. So it's a very sturdy, very robust knife. When it comes to ergos on a chef knife, you don't really have a traditional handle here. You need more control towards the end, or the blade here. So being back here doesn't give you a lot of control. I was taught to kind of go into a choked up pinch grip. So I actually ride forward on the handle where the handle meets the blade, and kind of pinch in and use this to control the knife a little bit more. So here's my methods for how I prep my vegetables. So with bell peppers, I start just taking them off in slices down the side. Now this is cutting through this like absolute butter. So the hot edge that Grumpy put on this absolutely is working. Here's what I'm left with. This is going to go into my bowl for my compost, and I'm going to remove the ribs here because that is not good eats, as some people would say. A little bit doesn't bother me, but just using the tip here. I know I shouldn't be cutting towards myself, but this is controlled here, so I'm doing all right. I gotta say, already, man, this thing is literally slicing through this stuff like butter. So I'm gonna cut this up into matchsticks and then do a fine, or not a kind of a rustic dice on it. So I'm just gonna go down, 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 down. I know a lot of chefs will tell you to kind of curl your fingers under. Again, I'm not so much about that technique. Don't sweat the technique. Shout out to Eric B and Rakim. So yeah, this knife, again, in the pinch grip here, is extremely comfortable to use. Now that I have this, all my matchsticks, so to speak, I'm now just going to start ripping through this, and man, one thing I have really neglected in my own kitchen is a good set of kitchen knives. Actually, that's what I want to get for as a birthday present to myself. I'm looking at chef knives right now. I do want to get a good chef knife. Get some of those seeds off of there. Cut that rib out of there. So it was only appropriate that Grumpy sent me this. Now, this knife here, like I said in the beginning, is a custom. They make production versions of this as well. I believe Grumpy said that this is starting at about $400 for this knife. I don't know that I'm looking in that range or necessarily for a custom, but I definitely want a nice higher end chef knife. I just got some really crappy like KitchenAid knives that I got for Christmas. I don't know how many years ago, and I don't even sharpen them really well. The kitchen block, or the knife block that it came with, has a I'm gonna put these into my prep bowl here. I sharpen them on the sharpening stone that comes in the block, the knife block, and they're dull as fuck. So I don't take good care of my kitchen knives nearly as well as I take care of my folders. I'm going to do a similar here to with the Anaheim. Try to avoid as much of those seeds as possible. I'll just pull that out there, get that last little bit there. Try to wipe off some of those seeds. So yeah, this is a little bit different for me. Obviously, trying to concentrate on not chopping my fingers off while also narrating. So pardon me if I'm a little all over the place and I get sidetracked. Macarta. But yeah, so I am looking for a good, again, higher end chef knife. And I don't think that there's currently anything available. I think everything is out of stock. I just put that into my garbage bowl. Damn it. I'll have to dig some of that out later because I just wasted a bunch of Anaheim. Wrong bowl. But yeah, the Dogwood Customs custom knife site didn't have anything available right now. But they are definitely something that's on my radar now, just based on the performance of this knife. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the edge that Grumpy has put on this knife. However, I am digging the aesthetics and just the overall design of this knife. So I'm actually going to leave some of the seeds in here for some heat. And I do like to dice my jalapeno a little bit finer than my bell peppers. A lot of the heat that I'm going to have in my chili comes from my spice blend that I put together. Not all from the vegetables, or the peppers and the jalapenos. But, yeah, this is, again, something I've been wanting to do for a while. Doing a top-down kind of kitchen video. I should not try to run my hand across that blade. And getting distracted, not paying attention. That's how accidents happen. So my apologies on that, folks. All right, onion, real quick. Again, the onion is the messy, but here is how I do my onion. I cut it in half, lengthwise. Now I leave the root in. This is nothing. You're not going to see anything profound here. This is kind of how a lot of chefs do it because it's kind of the tried and true method. So I'm going to peel off the outer layer here, the skin of the onion. Try also not to make this a too terribly long of a video. But back to the knife, the Dogwood Custom here. Great anodization on the. They killed it with the sugar skull on there. All right, so here's how I dice my onions. We go in and make some long cuts through there, trying not to cut all the way through. And then I like a little bit more of a rustic cut. I'm going to now cut on the length side there, so we'll do that on both halves. And I believe that this is called a ciselé, if I've watched enough Food Network over the years. So now that I have sliced my onions like this, now I can literally just start ripping through these like so. Big dice on the onion. I'm a big onion fan, so a larger hunk of onion in my chili that really stews down for many hours anyway is going to be just fine. So, I mean, this knife is just treating all this just like butter. Oh, man. My eyes are watering. My eyes are watering big time. So there is the onion. But it's really not just about this knife today, but I'm realizing, surprise, surprise, when you have the right tools for the job, how much easier things are. Kitchen or vegetable prep like this is so much easier when you have a nice sharp knife. So that's more than anything, that's what this is reminding me that I need to just either sharpen my knives or really locate or pin down a good chef knife. But being that this is a chef knife, you can see it's got a little bit of a belly to it. And I saved the cilantro for last because that's where the rock and chop really comes in handy. So I'm going to be putting all this cilantro in my chili. You either love cilantro or you hate it. So I'm told I love cilantro. And so I'm going to take it all the way down to that there, discard the stems. Again, all that is going to go in my compost. And now just to start getting through this, I'm just going to start making some big cuts here. And then we're just going to start, like I said, rocking and chopping. And the way that there's a little cilantro can have some nastiness sometimes. Just being able to go through this cilantro like so. I'm going to get this diced up, minced up really, really, really fine. You can do that's bouncing the camera all around, so I'm not going to do that. We'll go back to just running through rock and chop like this. Wasn't there a Ron Propeel rock and chop thing, actually? Because of the fine edge on this thing, I am able, literally, you can see it's taken just seconds, or, not very long to start dicing up, mincing up all this cilantro. I put half of the cilantro in while my meat is cooking. I season my meat with fresh cilantro, and then I finish it as I'll basically divide this into half, and then I will put half of that in while I'm cooking the meat, and then as it's stewing down, I'll add that portion, and then save all this to garnish as you eat the get ready to start topping it. So there is that. I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to clean up a little bit, so bear with me. And I'm back. So I've cleaned up my mess that I made. So I'm very happy with the dice that I got on these. And I'm not looking for perfection, more rustic than anything. But this will go in. So maybe I should just do a full chili video at some point. I'm not going to do that now, but I do a pound and a half of either, if I can get it, elk, which I can't get any elk right now, unfortunately. So I'll be using some ground beef, and then I usually do a half a pound to a pound of some diced up or some cut up steak of some sort. So I got some meatiness to it. And then I put all my vegetables, sweat those down, put in some tomato paste, a little bit of tomato sauce, a can of fire roasted tomatoes, a couple of cans of diced green chilies, some chipotle peppers. What else? That's it. I make a no bean chili, all meat chili. Especially with me trying to be keto these days as much as possible. No beans, no mas, no beans. No frijoles. So, alright, back to the knife here, obviously. I didn't point out on the blade there, you can see Dogwood custom knives. Again, a very, very nice job on the sugar skull. It kind of wraps around into, that is more of just lasered on, where this has actually been anodized. I don't know how they are anodizing. It's in his Grumpy's note it said titanium anodized, but this is S35VN steel, so I'm not sure how that's done. And again, look at these micarta. I don't know how in the hell they did the micarta in this pattern, but it's just wicked. This is an excellent knife. Yes, $400. As I was using this, I know I said I'm not looking for something in that price range, but I am somewhat of a fancy lad, so maybe I will actually try to go for one of the Dogwood Customs knives. I'm going to be checking their website, and I mean, Grumpy highly recommended this. I take Grumpy's word. He's someone that is completely trustworthy. If Grumpy vouches for it, I can trust him. And now the proof is in the pudding. Now, what I will say is, if I can get something a little bit smaller, I'm not looking, I think I can get by really with one overall knife. I don't do a lot of deboning or, anything I wouldn't be hacking through, carcasses with this thing. That's more of a cleaver, obviously. So I really think I can go down to just 3 knives. One, a chef's knife like this, maybe something a little bit smaller, a cleaver, and then I do want to get another paring knife. Currently, I use the Rough Rider Sous Chef. I've had this for a couple of years now. I don't know what the steel is on this, but there's a little bit of sign of corrosion on the lockback there. Action on this is ridiculous. This is obviously not meant to be a pocket knife. This is a folding sous chef Warncliffe. But I do actually sharpen this from time to time on my precision work sharp. I believe that this is Black G10. This does a pretty good job. I use this knife more than anything in my kitchen. But I think I could go to a cleaver, get a nice cleaver, get a chef knife, maybe this size, and then a paring knife, and then really I don't need anything else. Maybe I have a decent carving knife and a carving fork, so I think that's really all I need in the kitchen. And again, now that I'm talking this through, I think I do want to go for I know that there's tons of options out there, but I'm really liking this Dogwood Custom Knives K-tip. So I'm going to be checking their website more to see what becomes available. I'm also going to Blade Show in June. ATL or bust. That's going to be an epic time. More about that later. So maybe I look at, I'm sure there's going to be a shit ton of custom and production chef knives there as well. So maybe that's where I end up getting my chef knife. My birthday is in May. Like I said, that's what I want to do for my own birthday present. Blade Show's in June, so who knows? Between then, maybe I will. Again, I'm talking this out live, so in my head, yeah, I wanted to do something for my birthday, but maybe I will wait for Blade Show. If I don't see anything in the meantime on dogwoodcustomknives.com. I did not check their other. Dan Eastland makes all sorts of knives, he makes some badass, outdoorsy, bushcrafty knives as well. I know he's partnered with Ethan Becker, who's from K-Bar, and they do the reproduction of the Horace Kempfert knife. I think that Dan makes the custom version of that, and then Becker makes the production BK62. Looking at my notes from Grumpy, that's why I know that. So there's more that Dogwood Customs has to offer than just chef knives. And I didn't check their selection of chef knives prior to this. I really only looked at the K-tip here. So if they have something else on their website, I'm going to check that out. And who knows, maybe I'll pull the trigger sooner than later. But that's all, folks. This was a little bit wonky, I'm sure. I know I was all over the place. I think I covered everything in the knife. Showed some dicing skills. I used my shit. Or I used Grumpy shit. So, to everyone, the whole hashtag use your shit, folks. I just did, mofos. I just mise en place the hell out of some vegetables. So, yeah. I think that is all I have for you. As I have stated several times throughout this video, shout out to Grumpy Grunt. He is on the list of, if you look on my channel, on the main page, you'll see a list of channels I dig. Please, if you haven't already, go check out all those channels. Grumpy is one of those channels that's listed. Grumpy goes live every Thursday. he's in Indiana on East Coast time. I forget which time. I think it's usually around 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast or on West Coast time, Pacific time for me, which I think is 6:30 for him. He usually does his live streams prior to Lefty Live on Thursdays. So always a good time. I don't get to join his lives as much as I'd like to, just because of the timing of it. Again, with the 3-hour difference, sometimes I'm just not wrapped up with my workday. I'm doing this on my lunch break today. Today is Thursday, actually, Thursday the 10th, and I'm on my lunch break, so I figured I'd do this. But again, shout out to Grumpy for letting me check this knife out. It's fantastic. Again, just an awesome dude. He will be linked down in the description. I will have his Instagram and his YouTube channel linked in the description. Please go give Grumpy some love and check out his channel. I think he does a lot of fixed blade reviews. He just did a review on, so we traded some knives. He's got he's got those onions are, I mixed that up and making me cry again. Right now he has my baby banter, my Stevie baby banter, and my wee banter, and my EMP EDC nimble that he's checking out. I need to do a more review on the Wii Roxy 4 that he sent me, which I love the Wii Roxy 4. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, and it's I wanted to keep this video shorter. Shout out once again to Grumpy Grunt for letting me check out this amazing Dogwood Customs K-tip hybrid chef knife. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Again, I think as I get more chef knives, I'll definitely do more. I don't know what, but yeah, this was fun. This is something a little bit different. Not a lot of people in the knife community, I think, are doing this type of videos. So shout out to Stevie Wonder Woman. Shout out to all of you folks. Appreciate you watching. Again, as it said in the very beginning of the video, and I should always mention, would appreciate it if you're not already subscribed to subscribe to my channel. You'll see right in the corner here, probably very soon, a subscribe link. And then over here, you'll see linked to another video. I don't know which one, but yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I don't know where you're going to be sharing it to, but yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in. And until the next one, deuces.